जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः वंदे गुरुपदद्वन्द्वं भक्तवृंद समन्वितं श्री चैतन्य प्रभुं वंदे नित्यानंद सहोदितं श्री नंदनंदनं वंदे राधिका चरणद्वयं गोपीजन समायुक्तं वृंदावन मनोहरम्. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Aswati Gurupad Padma, Nitala Purishta Jagat Guru Shishyan Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Dandi Swami Shishyan Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj Ji, Namnishta Santa Shri Aniruddha Das Prabhu Ji, and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, please accept my humble obeisances. So, we are discussing Madhuri Kadambini. Is Bhakti attained by the mercy of Bhagavan? Bhagavad Krupaiva Hetur Iti Ukte Tasya Api Hetava Avismaya Mane Anavastha. Third, if we accept that Bhagwan's mercy, page number 48 at the bottom we are. If we accept that Bhagwan's mercy is in fact the root cause of bhakti, then the natural desires arises to investigate the cause of that mercy as well as each successive cause. But still, one will be unable to reach a final conclusion. Hence, in such a deliberation, the problem of indeterminacy arises. Fourth, if it is accepted that such unconditional or causeless mercy, Ahituki Krupa of Bhagwan, is in fact the cause of the awakening of bhakti, then Bhagwan would appear to be beset with the fault of iniquity. Since bhakti is not observed universally, Bhagwan is impartial. So if his Ahituki Krupa is the cause of bhakti, then that causeless mercy ought to have been bestowed upon everyone. But this is not what we see. So here, Bhagwan is actually समोहम सर्वभूतेषु नमे द्वेष्योस्ति न प्रिय ये भजन्ति तो माम भक्ता मैते तेषु चाप्यम. Bhagwan is equal to all. So if Bhagwan is equal to all, then if he is giving mercy to giving bhakti to some persons and not giving to some other persons, then a fault of iniquity will come in Bhagwan. Means he is not equal to all. God should be equal to all. Understand? So, if his Hetuki Krupa is the cause of bhakti, then that causeless mercy ought to have been bestowed upon everyone. But this is not what we see. Bhakti is not present in everyone. She abides in some and not in others. So you see that a lot of people in this world, they have bhakti and a lot of people they don't have bhakti. Understand? And irrespective of their birth, in a low class family, they are seen to have bhakti. Understand? Like on morning walk, a lot of sannyasis, Western sannyasis like Sripad Padmanabh Maharaj and others, they were asking a question to Srila Gurudev, Sripad Nevi Maharaj, that they said that we are born in a meat eaters family. We are born in the family where our family members used to eat flesh of a cow, beef, and now what is this? Why? How come now we came to the Krishna consciousness? And why we are born in that family, such family. But Gurudev was telling that irrespective of the background, if that person surrenders to Krishna, then that person is very, very considered very pure. Apichet suduracharu bhajateva mananyava sadreva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisa क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शांति निगच्छति कौन्ते प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त्या. Even if someone has committed many sins, but if he surrenders to Krishna, says, I will not commit those sins anymore, then those past sins are forgiven. As against that, when Gurudev went to Vatican, Gurudev was telling that I saw Vatican, it was bigger than the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal, which was built by Shah Jahan in the memory of his wife Mumtaz. Many people claim it is actually Shiva temple. So whatever it is, that big structure on the bank of Jamuna in Agra, that also is not as big as Vatican, Gurudev was telling. It was bigger than Taj Mahal. But when Gurudev saw many calves there, many calves who were 2 days, 3 days older, And Gurudev asked why Pope has kept them here. And then they said that these calves, and where are the mothers, Gurudev asked. And they said these are the meal of the cow, meal of the Pope, and Pope will eat them, and his associates will eat them. They'll be cooked today or tomorrow, they'll be on the dinner plate of the Pope. And Gurudev said, I don't want to see this Pope, he's a Papa, personified, is sin personified. Let's go out from this place. You will certainly get reaction for this. Either Yamaraj or his assistants, Yamadutas will punish this Pope and all his priests, and they will not be spared. Those who kill these cows, they are very sinful. Gurudev said like this. And he left that place. He had nothing to do with Pope. First he wanted to meet Pope, but then he had no desire to meet Pope anymore, because he said he is a sin personified. So you see that all the so-called religions, understand, was it Jesus Christ who told them to eat meat, fish and eggs like this? While there is a commandment in the Bible, thou shalt not kill. Understand? So, but the devotees in Krishna consciousness, although they may have eaten cow's flesh before, but because now they have vowed that they will not do so, and they are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, then they are freed from the reaction. Krishna has given them protection. Understand? So here, you see that Bhagavan is equal to all. In that case, it would have to be considered that Bhagavan's attitude is not equal to all, and is thus tainted by the fault of unfairness or favoritism. Now, favoritism is seen in this material world. We love our own children than the children of others. Understand? We love the friend, classmates of our children also, but we love our child the most. There is favoritism there. But Bhagavan doesn't have that favoritism. Air is same for all, water is same for all. The most valuable thing is same for all. Everyone is born with just two eyes, a set of two eyes, two hands, two legs, generally speaking. Understand? So Bhagavan gives almost equally to everyone. So, and most of the necessary things are free. Understand? Like water, air, sunlight, which are very necessary for life, they are given free of charge. So Bhagavan cannot be said that he is unfair or favoritism. But it cannot be even considered that such a fault can exist in Bhagavan. How can this fault exist in Bhagavan? Just like in 7th canto, I was reading today that how at a time of death, somehow you will remember Krishna. Gopya kamat bhayat kauso dveshat chaitya dhyandrupa sambandhat vrishneya yuyam aham bhakta vayam vivo. So Chaitya, the Shishupal was remembering Krishna out of hate, envy, anger, and Kamsa was remembering Krishna out of fear. Gopis were remembering out of conjugal love. But everyone got liberation. Everyone was delivered. So Bhagavan is equal. Somehow or the other you made it on Krishna, you become free from this birth and death. So Bhagavatam gives the example of one particular brungi, wasp. And this wasp traps a small insect, worm, in the hole in the wood, in the trunk of a tree, so a small hole. The wasp will sit at the gate. And the worm inside that hole, trapped inside that hole, is so scared, and that brungi, that particular wasp, makes humming sound like this. All the time hearing that humming sound, the small worm inside that hollow of the tree becomes so scared that insect cannot forget the wasp at the gate. Keeps on remembering the wasp. Finally, it happens that worm itself transforms into wasp. So, like this. So that is a great transformation. So whatever you think of, Bhagavatam gives an example. Yam yam vapi swaram bhavam tejati ante kalevaram antam evaiti kaunte sadata bhava bhavita. And what to speak of, we think of Krishna, then what will happen? You cannot imagine. So we have to somehow or the other remember Krishna. But if you remember Krishna with a sentiment of enmity, then that is not called bhakti. Because the paribhasha of bhakti is anya vilasita shunyam Jnana karmadhi anavritam anukullena krishnanushilanam bhakti. Bhakti is any activity is termed as bhakti if it is favorable to Krishna's interest. It is in a favorable mood. Understand? So all the Kamsa, Shishupal, they were not doing bhakti, but Shishupal and Kamsa, they got liberation anyways because Krishna is so merciful. Even his enemies, like Putana also, he gave mukti to her. Not mukti, but even position like a mother in Golok. Understand? So how can there be a fault of unfairness in Krishna? One story comes that there was a thief. He entered a temple, and when he entered the temple, he started stealing the utensils in the kitchen of the temple. Then, with all the utensils, he was running outside the temple. But the temple floor was slippery. Maybe someone had mopped it, or maybe they had brought a cow inside the temple. Every day, they sometimes bring a cow inside the temple for Lord to see the cow, and the cow may have passed urine there. So, slippery floor, he fell down on that cow urine. So Sitaram temple was there, and Ramchandra was stunned to see that thief falling in front of him like a rod, like a bamboo stick. And then Ram said, "Wow, I have seen so many sadhus offering obeisances, but I have never seen anyone offering obeisances like a stick, like 180 degrees, 90 degrees total fall on the ground." So then See, he said, he gets so much benefit by doing offering obeisances plus he told Sita. Then Sita said, not only that, there were many sadhus there and also tulsi plant there. So he should get the spiritual benefit of not offering obeisances just to us, but also to the sadhus and tulsi plant. So like this, so he should get double the spiritual benefit. Then Ramchandra said maybe he should get even more benefit because he offered obeisances and some cow dung and cow urine touched his body. So he was purified doubly, so he should get 3 times more benefit. Understand? So like this, finally they decided that that thief should be brought to Vaikuntha in Golo, in Saket Dham, and to be an associate of Ramchandra. Why? Because his foot slipped on the floor, wet floor. So knowingly or unknowingly offered obeisances, as a result he landed in Vaikuntha, that thief. He had come with the wrong intentions, but Bhagwan didn't see his wrong intention, only saw the right intention. Like there was one sadhu, and he night time that the deities were put to sleep. After the deities are put to sleep, the deities went to rest. Pujari had put the deities to rest. He went to the temple and offered obeisances to Ram, the deity of Ram. And then what happened? Then his guru chastised him. He said, "Hey, why you did offer obeisances to Ram after he was put to rest night time?" Then he said, "Well, that is etiquette in temple. I went to temple, so temple you must offer obeisances to deities." He said, "No. Henceforward, don't offer obeisances to the deities when they are put to sleep." He said, "Because Ram is Maryada Purushottam. He follows the etiquette perfectly. One should never accept anyone's obeisances lying down." So Ram was lying down on the bed. You went and offered obeisances. He would have got up to accept your obeisances. You have disturbed the sleep of Lord Ram. So that his guru chastised him. Anyways, the point is that Bhagwan is so causelessly merciful. Understand? He doesn't have any sense of discrimination for anyone. And among the innumerable qualities present in Bhagwan is intense affection for his devotees. Bhakta Vatsalya reigns supreme, standing as the monarch of all his qualities. Understand? So here you see that Bhagwan is equal to all. He has no unfairness. An example is given that if anyone will remember Bhagwan, then Bhagwan will protect that living entity. There was one hunter, he wanted to trap one deer, doe, and her baby doe, baby deer. So this doe and baby deer, they were wandering in the forest, and when hunter set a very wonderful arrangement he made, that he one side he put a net, so if the doe will go that side, she'll get trapped. Other side, he actually put some greyhound dogs. German shepherds like this, the hunting dogs. And then other side of the one side he put the forest on the fire. So if doe will enter that side of the forest, then she will be baked and cooked, And then on another side, he was waiting with a bow and arrow. So all the four directions were trapped. So doe had no place to escape because one side uh, hounding dogs, one side he with the bow and arrow, one side forest on the fire, one side net. This way she runs, she'll get trapped in the net. The other side she runs, she'll get burned in the. So like this. But she remembered Krishna. Oh Krishna, please save me. Oh Krishna, please save me. Because of past life samskaras, she may be a devotee in past life. She remembered Krishna. Please protect me and my baby. Then what happened? All of a sudden, Krishna sent the rain. And due to the rain, the forest, that portion of the fire, that portion of the forest which was on fire, it was extinguished. So that fire was extinguished and one side became open. But the other side, there was actually some dogs, they may have chased her. So Bhagavan thought that one side is now free and there is no fire there, but the dogs may chase her. So Bhagavan all of a sudden sent two rabbits there. And the dogs thought that deer may be difficult to catch, better to eat the rabbits first. Let's have some appetizer and then worry about doe. So they ran after the rabbits and then she meanwhile escaped from there. So Bhagavan is so merciful, causelessly merciful. If anyone will remember him, he'll protect that devotee. Another example is given that there was one pigeon who was being chased by a falcon. So one brave bird of prey, Gidda as they call him, a falcon or something like that. He was chasing him, vulture. So vulture was chasing this small pigeon, and the pigeon also another hunter had set eyes on the pigeon. He wanted to shoot an arrow and kill the pigeon anyway. So what is the chance that pigeon will survive? There was a double attack. Behind vulture and front there is a hunter. Either vulture would kill him or hunter would kill him. But pigeon was a devotee of Krishna. He prayed to Krishna, oh Lord Krishna, please, please, you should save me, save me. Then Bhagavan, what he did, he sent one black snake. Very poisonous snake he sent. That snake went and he bit on the foot of this hunter. Such agonizing pain came that he missed his aim. And the arrow, whose tip was dipped in poison, the dangerous arrow, he missed the aim and it hit the vulture. So vulture is dead and the hunter is also dead and the pigeon flew away. So like that, she was very great devotee, Tukaram Maharaj has told these stories to explain this. Another story tells about the Kurukshetra war. When the Kurukshetra war was about to take place, they had chosen the battlefield of Kurukshetra because it is a land of pious merit. So there one female bird had laid some eggs on the ground there on the battlefield. So she didn't know what to do. She prayed to Lord Krishna that I didn't know the war is going to begin. I just laid my eggs on the ground only because I thought there is so much open space here. No one will disturb my babies. So I have laid eggs here and I have been trying to incubate them, but the war is going to begin and these are very fragile eggs. Now what will happen to my babies? So like this she was praying. So after 18 days of the war, when Krishna told Arjuna, let's go to the battlefield and I want to show you some miracle. Then Arjuna said, okay, let's go. And they rode on their chariot and they went to the middle of the battlefield. And he saw, Krishna showed a huge bell to Arjuna. Big bell. This bell is tied around the necks of big, big elephants. So then he said, look at this big, humongous bell. Then Arjuna said, what is so special about this bell? Because so many elephants were killed by Bhima alone. Hundreds and thousands of elephants were killed by Bhima alone. And each one of them has so many big bells in their necks. So this is one such bell from the neck of one such dead elephant. Krishna said, no. you lift that bell. So with great effort, it was so heavy bell, Arjun lifted that bell. And underneath there were the babies of that bird. Because she had prayed to Krishna, so what Krishna did, the first elephant to enter the battlefield, Krishna made sure that the bell around his neck drops on those eggs. So, although 18-day fratricidal war took place, millions and millions of soldiers, infantry soldiers, and horse riders, and all types of cavalry, and so many types of soldiers were killed, bowmen, and but nothing happened to these babies of these eggs and the babies of this female bird. So it means that no matter what, Krishna always protects his devotees. Understand? So to say that Sri Krishna is having unfairness or favoritism, oh, that is actually the height of injustice to Sri Krishna. Understand? But it cannot even be conceived that such a fault can exist in Bhagavan. The following question may also arise: is Bhagavan's meting out punishment to the wicked and protecting his own bhaktas not indicative of iniquity? Actually, Bhagavan will punish the wicked persons. Understand? Like he punished Hiranyakashipu and he protected his devotee Prahlad. Prahlad Hridayallada Bhakta Vidya Vidarna. Sharadindu Ruchim Vande Parindram Vadanam Hari. Prahlada, he protected Prahlad and he tore open the chest of Hiranyakashipu. So, Bhagavan's killing Hiranyakashipu means that he is not showing love and affection to the demons, rather he is showing love and affection to his devotees. So here it is said that this is actually not of unfairness of Bhagavan, but this is a great quality, greatest quality of Bhagavan. Among the innumerable qualities present in Bhagavan is intense affection for his devotees. Bhakta Vatsalya reigns supreme. This subject will be analyzed fully in the 8th shower of this sacred text. Understand? वात्सल्यादि प्रदान समयात आर्तार्थ निर्वापणात औदार्यात अगशोषणात अगणित श्रेय पद प्रापणात. Understand? So like this, we see that Bhagavan is always very merciful to his devotees. He is very, very kind to his devotees. Understand? So we should not attribute this fault to Bhagavan. And this subject will be analyzed fully in the 8th shower of this sacred text. The following question may also arise: is Bhagavan's meting out punishment to the wicked and protecting his own bhaktas not an indicator of iniquity? In response, it is said that his doing so does not indicate unfairness. Rather, it is his greatest quality. Among the innumerable qualities present in Bhagavan, his intense affection for his devotees, Bhakta Vatsalya reigns supreme, standing as the monarch of all his qualities. This subject will be analyzed fully in the 8th shower of this second. Third, if it is said that actually the awakening of this good fortune is due to Bhagavan's mercy, then what is the cause of that mercy? Moreover, what is the cause of that cause? So, is no definite conclusion is arrived at by investigating each successive cause. Such an investigation is tainted by the fault of infinite regress. Understand? So here you see that cause. We are searching for the cause. Like there is typically catch 22, like egg came first or hen came first. Understand? No one can answer. The seed came first or the plant came first. If there is no plant, how can there be seed? And if there is no seed, how can there be plant? Understand? So these are all examples of the fault of infinite regress. Understand? But we know that Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna is the cause of all causes. But many times people say that Krishna, you are the cause of all causes. So if I am committing any sinful activities, you are also the cause of that. So people try to blame Bhagavan for the sinful activities they have performed. But that is not true. We cannot blame Bhagavan for sinful activities we are performing. Understand? Because Bhagavan has given some free will. And if we misuse that free will, then um, then we have to blame ourselves. Um, So fourth, if Bhagwan's causeless mercy is accepted as the cause of the awakening of that good fortune, it is appropriate to suppose that all living entities would have the good fortune of attaining bhakti. But this is not seen. So Bhagwan's mercy is causeless, ahituki bhakti. Understand? So this is ahituki krupa. Ahituki krupa means there is no cause for his mercy. For example, there are some Muslims, they are slaughtering cows. That area also the rain will come. Where high class Brahmins are staying, rain will come. In the middle of desert, rain will come. Understand? Everywhere, even the bears, tigers, lions, deer, everyone is given food. Elephant is given food. In the water, the fish are given some um, seaborne plants to eat. Understand? So like this. So Bhagwan give food to everyone, subsistence to everyone. Bhagwan gives all the necessities he provides. Understand? So how can he be partial? Understand? He is merciful, causelessly merciful. Understand? Whatever we are receiving is actually by the mercy of Krishna. So he is causelessly merciful. He has, and his mercy has no cause at all. So how can he give bhakti to some persons and he cannot give bhakti to others? So this conception is therefore based on the assumption that Bhagavan is tainted by the defect of iniquity. So people may say that he is giving bhakti to some person, not giving to some others. So he is partial. So actually that's why it's said here that Bhagavan doesn't give bhakti. Distribution of bhakti is not the function of Bhagavan. It is the function of the devotees. Understand? So all this logic is to prove only one thing, that bhakti is not given by Bhagavan, but bhakti is given by his devotees. Like Srila Gurudev was preaching in America, and I heard his lecture in Alachua. He said we should read Bhagavatam and understand especially Puranjan Upakhyan. What is Puranjan Upakhyan? There was a king, he was living in the city of 9 gates. What is the city of 9 gates? There are 9 holes in the body. So the king is the prana living inside the city of 9 gates. He had a very beautiful wife and this and that, and there was one cobra with 5 hoods protecting that king. What is a cobra with 5 hoods protecting the king? It is 5 life hairs. Pran, Vyan, Apan, Adan, so like this. So this big Puranjan Upakhyan, allegorical Upakhyan, Srila Gurudev said you should read it. But he said even if you read it, you will not understand it. Because the key to Srimad Bhagavatam is kept in lock and key. And those who because the key is in lock and key, we cannot open it without the mercy of a Mahabhagavad. So we should try to approach a Mahabhagavad. Understand? Japad Bhagavata Vaishnavara Sthane Ekanta Ashray Kara Chaitanya Charani. Understand? We should go and study Bhagavat under the guidance of a spiritual master. So in other words, it is the mark of his most exalted quality. Among all the qualities present in Bhagavan, the quality of affection for his devotees is resplendent above all others. Indeed, even in the slaying of demons, Bhagavan manifests his immense mercy to them. This is because, as the inevitable result of their malevolence toward Sri Bhagavan, his devotees, their souls, upon leaving their present body, would normally be cast into hell and the like, where they would perpetually experience severe agonies and would not be able to obtain bhakti. So indeed, even in the slaying of the demons, Bhagavan manifests his immense mercy to them. Understand? So demons are killed, but what do they get in return for being killed by Bhagavan? Oh, even if they are killed by Bhagavan, they get liberation. Otherwise, they would have to go to hell because they always hated Bhagavan, they always hated his devotees. So when they give up their body, they will have to go to hell, suffer like anything there. But Bhagavan doesn't let them suffer. For example, Duryodhan. Duryodhan always acting against the Pandavas, always criticizing Krishna. But when he died in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he went to heaven. Understand? And all the persons all the warriors on the side of Kaurava or Pandava who died, they were went to either heaven, and many demons who were Krishna, like Kamsa, was killed by Krishna. But did he go to hell? No, no, no. He got liberation. Understand? So how merciful is Krishna? Who can imagine his mercy? Even the demons, Daitya Harina Hata, they are also actually Krishna gives them mercy. Hare Krishna. So actually Mohan Prabhu was calling from Singapore. I don't know whether he joined the meeting today. He was trying to call me. Maybe I will next time perform simultaneous class on Zoom and Google Meet, maybe, because some devotees they cannot access Google Meet. I think they want Zoom better. So basically, I'll access a class on both of them. I forgot today. So
Maharaj,
so
who you were
therefore,
looking? Who you were looking for?
Mohan Ramaswamy, he actually was telling that he maybe wanted to hear the class, but he didn't join here. Maybe he was on Zoom, I think. Okay. Next time I'll have double class. Yeah. So here, this is because as the inevitable result of their malevolence towards Sri Bhagwan and his devotees, their souls upon leaving their present body would normally be cast into hell and the like, where they would perpetually experience severe agonies and would not be able to obtain bhakti. Therefore, on the pretext of slaying the demons, Bhagwan shows even them unlimited compassion, mercifully granting them liberation, mukti, which is extremely rare even for the yogis. So actually, liberation is very difficult. I mean, if you go to the ashram of Shankaracharyas in Sringeri or Govardhan Math, you'll see that such hard work they have to do to get liberation. They get up 4 o'clock in the morning, take cold water bath, even in the cold season, and they hardly eat. They observe fasting so much, very eat frugally, observe brahmacharya, you know, forget about associating with women. They cannot even talk to women like this. And so much austerity the Mayavadis do. In their comparison, very little austerity. People are trying to get liberation. And in Jain faith, you see that when you take sannyas there are two sects, Digambar, Shvetambar. Digambar means they are completely naked. And when the women take sannyas there, their hair far from the head are plucked physically, not cut, plucked. So root don't grow so much. Men also their hair are plucked. I was seeing that on YouTube. I said, wow, maybe they are trying for liberation or what they are aiming, I don't know, impersonal liberation or whatever liberation. But it's so hard to get impersonal liberation for Mayavadis. Understand? They are all trying for Mayavadis. But that liberation, this Kamsa, who's killing the cows, killing the Brahmanas, attacking the devotees, arresting Krishna's mother, father, and this particular Kamsa, he got that liberation so easily. So Bhagavan is so merciful. Even the yogis cannot get liberation, but Kamsa got the liberation. So two types of persons get liberation: Mayavadis, sannyasis, and Daitya Harina Hataha. The demons, because Bhagavan has one quality called Hatari Gatadayaka. He gives liberation to the persons who are killed by him. So, he's so merciful. So the eighth shower of the holy text specifically analyzes this subject. Now the mercy of Bhagwan's devotees is the cause of obtaining bhakti. This is 3E. The mercy of the devotees is said to be the cause of bhakti. The Bhagavad Bhakta's mercy, like the mercy of Bhagwan, is causeless. In this case also it is improper to find any defect of iniquity or partisanship in the mercy of Bhagwan's devotees. Still, the symptoms of a Madhyam Bhakta, intermediate devotee, are stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Anu Prabhu is there today? Sleeping. Hare Krishna. Anu?
You're looking for Ananga Mohan Prabhu.
Ananga Mohan Prabhu, yes, is there.
He's here.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Guru
Do
Maharaj.
some kirtan, some bhajan.
Okay. No. भज गौरंगा कहा गौरंगा लहा गौरंग नाम रे शेष जन गौरंग बाजे से अमर प्राण रे भज गौरंगा कहा गौरंगा लहा गौरंगेर नाम रे जगन गौरंग बाजे से अमर प्राण रे भज गौरंग कह गौरंग ला गौरंगेर नाम रे जे जन गौरंग बाजे से होई अमर प्राण रे भज गौरंग कह गौरंग ला गौरंगेर नाम रे ये जन गौरंग बाजे से अमर प्राण रे गौरंग बलि बहुत लिया नचिया नच बेदौरे गौरंग बोलिया ध्रुवो तुलिया नचिया बेदौरे गौरंग बोलिया ध्रुवो तुलिया नचिया बेदौरे गौरंग बोलिया ध्रुवो तुलिया नचिया बेदौरे गौरंग भजले गौरंग जपिले होई तेरा बसान रे गौरंग भजले गौरंग जपिले होई दुखेर बाबसन रे गौरंग भजले गौरंग जपिले होई दुखेर बसान रे गौरंग भजिले गौरंग जपिले होई दुखेर बसान रे भज गौरंगा कह गौरंगा लह गौरंगेर नाम रे से जरन गौरंग बाजे से अमर प्राण रे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear to me?
Yes, Maharaj, we can hear you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, because I switched to another machine because I had to call Mohan. So Mohan needs the link maybe, I think the Google Meet link. I'll forward the
It's
link
not
to him.
Maharaj is in the group.
Oh, he's in the group. Okay. Because I'll forward him the link. Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. All right, so I forwarded the link to Mohan Prabhu also now. So the mercy of the devotees is said to be the cause of bhakti. The Bhagavad Bhakta's mercy, like the mercy of Bhagwan, is causeless. So here, Prabhuji sang, Anang Mohan Prabhu, he sang this bhajan, Gauranga, about mercy of Gauranga. Huh? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful than Krishna, and no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So the Gurudeva has time and again, and all the acharyas, that they have told about Krishna also killed many demons, but pranana mariha kare. Harinama diya. So he actually gave the Harinam to, and he delivered the living entities. So this is actually the great quality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is very, very merciful. So no doubt he is more merciful than Krishna, but the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are even more merciful. Understand? So Srila Gurudev was telling that the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are even more merciful. Like our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, they went door to door and they preached the mission of Krishna consciousness. So in this case also it is improper to find any defect of iniquity or partisanship in the mercy of Bhagavan's devotees. Still the symptoms of a Madhyam Bhakta, intermediate devotee, are stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.46. Who adopts the mood of love towards the Lord. So you should all memorize this verse. Ishwareshu tadadineshu balisheshu disatsucha. Prema maitri krupa peksha ya karoti samadhyama. He who adopts the mood of love towards the Lord. Means devotee has the love for the Lord. No doubt about it. And he has fellowship towards the devotees of the Lord. And we should also have that fellowship towards the devotees of the Lord. We should develop friendship with the devotees of the Lord. It is told that there are many exchanges we do with the devotees of the Lord. If you do these exchanges with the karmis, then you will fall in Maya. But if you do these exchanges with devotees, then your bhakti will increase. Dadati prati grunati guhyam akhyati pruchati bhumte bhojate cheva shadvidhi pratilakshana. So one time Krishna, he was stealing butter in his own house. And then he saw his own reflection in the bejeweled pillar in Nanda Bhavan, in Gokul. And he thought that there is another thief has entered. Then he told that thief, hey, you are also stealing butter here in my house? Then he showed his finger like this. I will tell Mother Yashoda. So then that reflection also said, I will tell Mother Yashoda. So Krishna said, this thief is very smart. I threaten him, he threatens me back. So better that we should have some type of compromise with him. Then Krishna said, hey, don't tell Mother Yashoda, I will give you some butter. So Krishna showed like this hand to his own reflection. Then the reflection also showed him, okay, you also take this butter like this. So in this way, Krishna, he was talking to his own reflection. Seeing this verse, Rupa Goswami wrote the verse, Dadati, Pratigrinati. Means Vaishnavas will give prasad, please accept this prasad. And you should also give them prasad. Like many devotees came from Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, they brought me some prasad. In Tirupati, we also get some prasad. Understand? So, Dadati Pratigrinati. Pratigrinati means accept. Guhyam akhyati pruchiti. And you should reveal your heart in confidence with them. Understand? Like today, Gurudev was telling that Diksha Guru. And we also have a Shiksha Guru. Many times we have a Diksha Guru, but it is not possible to reveal everything to Diksha Guru or talk about every small thing to Diksha Guru. Because we feel shyness sometimes from Diksha Guru. Like Gurudev was giving an example of a girl who's about to get married. She has a father and she can go straight to the father, said, Father, I am going to get married. Please tell me how to serve my husband when I get married. But she will never ask her father, because although father knows how the husband should be served, because the father himself has been a husband, but he would also feel shy. She would also feel many times shy to ask her husband, to her father. But she will ask her married friend, a friend who just got married, what we should do to please husband. And she will reveal to her that you do like this, you do like that pleases the husband the most. So Srila Gurudev was telling that sometimes Shiksha Guru's job is like that. Gurudev was giving an example of Krishna has an uncle. Nanda Maharaj is father, but he has one small uncle. He is the youngest brother of Nanda Maharaj. Prajanna Maharaj has 5 brothers. So there is Upananda, Nanda, Sunanda. So Sunanda is the youngest son of Prajanna Maharaj. He is almost the same age as Krishna. Understand? Almost little bit older. So Krishna sometimes goes to his younger uncle. If he has to ask something from Nanda Maharaj, he will somehow try to convince Sunanda, his younger uncle. And then younger uncle will approach his father and get the job done. If Krishna will go straight to Nanda Maharaj, there may be little chance that his desire is sanctioned. So somehow he goes through the agency of his younger uncle. So like that. So many times, so we need a Shiksha Guru to help us. And then it sometimes happens to me also that a lot of devotees, they come to me, says, oh, our Guru is Shripad Dandi Maharaj, but Maharaj, can you ask Maharaj like this? Then I said, okay, I'll ask on your behalf. Then Maharaj, they sometimes tell me to ask or request something, some favor or something. So I do that. So like that, generally speaking, we have to have friendship with the devotees and also create, accept Shiksha Gurus. Like Shiksha Guru is very, very important. Like for example, when Srila Gauragovind Maharaj entered the eternal pastimes of Krishna, then many disciples of him, they felt, what to do now. So then, but they did not like Radhakant Prabhu from California or Govind Bhakta Prabhu Ashram Maharaj. They're all disciples of Srila Gauragovind Maharaj. But after Gauragovind Maharaj left, then they came to Gurudev and accepted him as Shiksha Guru. And then they realized that Gauragovind Maharaj had so much love and affection for Gurudev. He once asked Srila Gurudev, he came to meet Srila Gurudev secretly, and he asked Gurudev that what is the Swarup of Jagannath Puri Dham. Then Gurudev said Jagannath Puri is like Dwarka, not actually Vrindavan, but like Dwarka. And Gurudev answered his very difficult questions. And then Gurudev used to read his books of Gauragovind Maharaj, used to say that yes, how does he know these secrets? He must be a very elevated devotee. And then Gurudev said that his mood and my mood are very similar. I am in his line and he is in my line. We are in the same line. Like this, so much love and affection. Understand? Like Gurudev had so much love and affection for Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj used to make chapatis and Gurudev used to hit them on the tawa. So like this, Gurudev used to sing kirtan and Swami Maharaj used to play mridanga like this. So much loving dealings they had. So Madhyamadikari will create fellowship towards the devotees of the Lord. And he should show mercy toward the ignorant. Mercy to the ignorant. This is actually the very, very important thing. Because a lot of people, they actually are so ignorant. They are so ignorant that they need really mercy. And there is no shortage of the people in this world who are ignorant. And neglect towards the antagonist. That is also required, because those who are criticizing Vaishnavas and Guru, then why we should associate with them? We should immediately give up their association. Like Srila Gurudev says that when you pass stool in the morning, then do you really look back at the stool? What was its quality, how it looked like? You discard it and that's it, you flush it. Or get out of that place where you have passed stool. Like previously in the parikramas, there was actually no toilets were there. So they used to go to the jungle to pass stool. Understand? So, but when we pass stool, do we look at back like that? So the people who are criticizing Vaishnavas, Bhagavan, we should not look at them. Understand? But criticism of Vaishnava is also dangerous, more dangerous than criticism of Bhagwan. Understand? If anyone is criticizing Bhagwan or Vaishnavas, we should close our ears and we should go from there and take bath with all our clothes on. We should never hear criticism of any Vaishnavas. Rather, we should try to see good qualities in others. Whatever is good in them, we should try to accept that. So here, so such a person who exhibits these characteristics is called Madhyam Bhagavata. According to these symptoms, iniquity is seen in the Madhyam Bhakta. These qualities are actually the defining qualities of the Madhyam Bhakta. So Madhyam Adhikari is not equal to all. He cannot be equal to all. He deals as per the nature of the person opposite him. If he's a simple-hearted, ignorant person, he'll try to give him bhakti. If someone is criticizing Vaishnava as antagonistic, then he will ignore him. And someone is actually devotee, then he will show friendship to him. And for Bhagwan, he will have so much love and affection. So Shri Bhagwan is conquered by his bhaktas. Therefore, if his mercy follows the mercy of his bhaktas, there is no question of any kind of incongruity. Generally, in the material world also you see that it is like we go preaching every day. Every day we go preaching. And when we go preaching, everyone has children because mainly we go to the house of householders. And we talk to their children or joke with them or speak sweetly to their children. What happens? People are really appreciate that. Understand? Because I know that in America there is one devotee, Shri Bhagavati Kant Prabhu. So he actually created a Sunday program for children. And the children, to drop the children, parents also coming. So the children are learning the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and Vaishnava songs. So they are also sitting in the class because what they will do, if children are hearing, they will also hear. So slowly the parents also become devotees along with their children. Understand? So now the government of India is introducing a Vedic teachings in the curriculum, and the state of Gujarat, from where Narendra Modi hails, they have made it compulsory to study Bhagavad Gita. It's part of curriculum that they will have to study Bhagavad Gita verses, meanings. Entire Gita will be part of curriculum for many years. From the 6th standard, they will be studying Bhagavad Gita. Understand? So children are getting good education by this way. Understand? If they teach authentic commentary of Gita, I'm sure anyone who will study Gita will certainly become a devotee. So what I'm saying is that as much as showing love and affection to the children captures the hearts of the parents, so much so that loving his devotees also captures the hearts of Bhagwan. Bhagwan is not so much pleased if you pamper him, glorify him. But if you glorify his devotees, he is completely controlled. Understand? Like, suppose I deal very nicely to some Prabhu or some Mataji, she is not as pleased as much as if I speak nicely to her son or daughter, maybe a child or something. Mother and father very much appreciate that. Understand? So Bhagwan also has that Bhakta Vatsalya, because devotees are like his children. Therefore, if his mercy follows the mercy of his bhaktas, there is no question of any kind of incongruity. Understand? It is natural. It is natural. If you get a recommendation from devotees, immediately Bhagavan will give bhakti to that person. Like one devotee came to Gurudev that, I want mercy, Gurudev. I want your blessing. Then Gurudev immediately said, Mangalam Bhavatu. Mangalam Bhavatu means, may you have mercy of Krishna. Immediately, immediately Krishna will sanction that. Yes, my pure devotee is giving blessing, so I must give him bhakti. Understand? So Bhagavan is the reservoir of bhakti. Bhagavan is source of bhakti. But the distributor is Gurudev. And Gurudev can sanction bhakti to anyone and he can not sanction to someone. So Madhyamadhikari is having that license, contract, has the ability to distribute bhakti to someone and restrict bhakti from someone. So here it is said that bhakti forever exists within the heart of the bhakta, and therefore the root cause of the bestowal of the bhakta's mercy upon others is verily the bhakti in his heart. So, but why the devotee is distributing bhakti to others? Because he himself has bhakti in his heart. Like Gurudev was making this point, that if you have bhakti, you can give to others. If you have no bhakti, how can you give to others? I can give what I have. Understand? For example, you go to Sadashiv, you go to Gopishwar Mahadev, they can give you Gwanjari Bhav also, Gopi Bhav also. But if you go to Hanuman, he cannot give you Manjari Bhav. But he will give you Ram Bhakti. Hanuman has plenty of Ram Bhakti, he can give Ram Bhakti. If you go to Prahlad, he will give you Krishna Bhakti on that level. Understand? So, you have to approach a devotee of that level. Understand? So, Madhyamadikari, he can give bhakti to someone because he has bhakti in his heart, so he can distribute that. Without bhakti residing within the bhakta, there is no possibility of mercy being awakened for anyone. Because those who are non-devotees, how can they have mercy for others? Not possible. Harava bhaktasya kuto mahat guna manorathena sri dhavato bhahi. That non-devotees may look very attractive from outside, but they have no bhakti, so they cannot have any real mercy towards others. Real mercy is not to open hospitals. Understand? Hospital only cures the body. But real mercy is to give them bhakti. Because by bhakti, if you give someone bhakti or pray to Krishna to give them bhakti, then his repetition of birth and death will stop once and for all. And he will eternally go to Vaikuntha. So real mercy is with the devotee only. Philanthropists don't have real mercy. Their mercy is superficial. Like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj used to say that saving the coat of a drowning man. If a man is drowning, then his coat, if you save him, people will not appreciate that. He said the man was drowning, you should save the man, not the coat. Coat, however valuable it may be, of no use if you are not able to save the man. Understand? So, all the philanthropic activities like opening hospitals and this and that is for the body. But Srila Gurudev and Vaishnavas, they are concerned about the welfare of the eternal soul and not this body. So in this way, the self-manifesting nature of bhakti is established. Why is bhakti called self-manifesting? Because it manifests from the bhakti in the heart of a Madhyamadikari. So bhakti in the heart of a Madhyamadikari transmits into the heart of a neophyte devotee. And in this way, just like one lamp can light another lamp, the bhakti is lit in the heart of a neophyte devotee through the lamp of bhakti which is present in the heart of a Madhyamadikari. So that's why bhakti is called self-manifesting nature, Swayam Prakashit. So bhakti is autonomous, understand. Hence, in the verse beginning, Yah kenapi ati bhagyena jata shraddho asya sevane, whoever by some extreme good fortune has been invested with faith in the service of Bhagavan. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.14. The words of ati bhagyena invalidates the assertion that any such good fortune is born of pious action, Shubha Karma. Any amount of pious merit, like giving food to the hungry persons, opening orphanages, schools, colleges, understand, or ashramas for widows, old persons, digging wells, planting trees, these cannot give bhakti. Understand? But a devotee who has bhakti can do these things out of compassion to the other living entities. But these pious activities cannot be said the cost of bhakti. For example, Srila Bhaktivedanta and Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he opened one homeopathic clinic in the Devananda Gaudiya. But you cannot say that because he opened homeopathic clinic in Devanand Gaudiya Math, he got bhakti. No. He got bhakti from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Actually, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj is an eternal servant of Radha Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But anyways, he took Diksha from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. So his guru gave him bhakti. We can say like this. But not that he opened hospitals, he got bhakti. But when he got bhakti from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, because he was such an elevated Vaishnava, he could see that many devotees have no money for their medical treatment. So from compassion which arose from his bhakti in his heart, he opened a hospital. Like, understand? So someone is doing service to the poor children or cows or other things. This is out of the compassion born in his heart from bhakti. A devotee is very compassionate. Devotee is very compassionate. He shows compassion like food for life, Annadan he will do. Like Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj said, that no one should go hungry in the vicinity of our temple. This is his compassion. These Vaishnavas are very compassionate. Like Srila Gurudev, in Navadvip Parikrama, he used to arrange, Srila Gurudev arranged to Parikrama for hundreds of Bengali devotees. How much Parikrama fees they could pay, I don't know. Many Bengalis, I don't think they could pay much Parikrama fees. But Gurudev made free arrangement for their staying, for their prasadam, and even give them saris and dhotis when they're going. And Gurudev also helped so many poor persons, their studies like this. Understand? So, Sripad Dandi Maharaj also has seen so many poor children, orphan persons, he is helping them. Cows saving from slaughter. Understand? These activities they are doing, but these activities are due to the compassion which has created in their heart due to their profound bhakti. Understand? The profound bhakti leads to compassion to all living entities. Understand? And not vice versa. Understand? Because not that by these activities bhakti will not come, but rather through bhakti the compassion will manifest to our other living entities. Understand? So, protection of the cows. Srila Gurudev was telling again and again that, that if someone is eating a cow, then that person cannot have any good quality. He was telling like this. What is the question? Understand? So you see that Shubha Karma, the pious activities, cannot lead to bhakti. But rather, due to compassion from bhakti, someone may engage in pious activities or philanthropy activities. So Srila Chakravarti Thakur has delineated the independent and self-manifesting nature of bhakti, which like Bhagwan is intrinsically eternal, all cognizant, chit and blissful ananda. For example, one lady, she saw a cow dying, and cow was not able to get relief from agonizing pain she was in. So she asked Gurudev what to do, how to deliver this cow. Then Gurudev said, give her one benefit of one Ekadashi. And then she gave the benefit of one Ekadashi and chanted Hare Krishna mantra in the ear of that particular cow, and the cow was delivered. Like Nandagopal Prabhu's horse was very sick and was not able to die quickly, but rather suffering so much due to disease and old age. So Nandagopal Prabhu could not tolerate the condition of his faithful horse. So Gurudev went and he uttered the Hare Krishna mantra in the ear of that horse, and immediately horse left the body, and very soon, within a couple hours, he left the body and he had a peaceful death. Not suffer agonizing pain, excruciating pain after death. So, it is not that Srila Gurudev got bhakti by giving mercy to the horse, but rather through the bhakti in his heart, he delivered the horse. Understand? So, the bhakti leads to compassion. And so, pious activities. So anyways, Srila Gurudev was again and again telling us that don't engage in pious activities or impious activities, but only engage in service of Radha Krishna. Understand? Srila Chakravarti Thakur has delineated the independent and self-manifesting nature of bhakti, which like Bhagwan is intrinsically eternal, all cognizant, chit and blissful ananda. Also, he has established that neither good fortune born of any pious action nor Bhagwan's causeless mercy yield bhakti. So due to past pious action, any good fortune cannot lead to bhakti. Understand? But the cause of bhakti, it is further told in Jaiva Dharma that Agyat Sukruti. Agyat Sukruti will lead to sadhu sangha. For example, Prahlad Maharaj in his past life, he was attached to a prostitute. His name was a Brahmin, Vasudev. But he was, although born in Brahmin family, he was very, very ill behaved. So what happened? He went to the temple of dilapidated temple of Narsingadev because he had a fight with his prostitute girlfriend. And that prostitute also came to that dilapidated temple of Narsingadev. They both fasted all night, unaware of that each one of them are there on the other side of the wall. They didn't take any water. They were only weeping and stayed awake. So as a result of unknowingly observing a fast on the day of Narsingadev in the temple of Narsingadev, and because they had to sit in that dilapidated old temple, they used their cloth to clean some portion of the temple. So they got the benefit of also cleaning the temple of Narsingadev. So as this Sukruti, the next lifetime, they took birth as husband and wife, Prahlad and his wife. So this is Sukruti. Srila Gurudev said that some bird was hit by the arrow of a hunter and he went and he circumambulated the deity in the temple and then died. We'll get some benefit. A female mouse went to drink oil from the burning lamp and got burnt and died, but got the benefit of lighting a lamp in the temple of Krishna. So took birth as a princess in next life. So many udharanas or examples are given in Puranas that how unknowingly some Sukruti, some parikrama of Thakur is done, Tulsi parikrama is done, lighting a lamp, unknowingly chanting the name of Krishna will lead to bhakti in next lifetime and to sadhu sangha also. Understand? So thereby, but no pious activity. Pious activities cannot give bhakti. But it is only the Sukruti, knowingly or unknowingly serving Tulsi plant, or knowingly or unknowingly serving the deities or Vaishnava will lead to bhakti. Because Tulsi Devi herself is a great devotee. Understand? And so many people have got bhakti by the mercy of Tulsi Devi. She is the greatest devotee, Vrinda Devi. Understand? And without her mercy, no one can get bhakti. So, through sound reasoning, the author is now establishing the conclusion Siddhanta that bhakti is awakened by the mercy of bhakta, a notion which, if accepted, does away with any confusion. In the same manner, the Bhagwan's mercy is causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual. The mercy of the bhakti is also causeless, absolute, and purely spiritual. This is so because a tiny amount of all of Bhagwan's qualities are transmitted into his devotees. So devotees, if you see any devotee to be merciful, kind, compassionate, then you should know that this is Yadyat Vibhutimas Sattvat Shrimad Urjitam Eva Tattat Evavat Gacchatam Mama Tejo Angsha Sambhava. Understand? Any good qualities you see, then you should know that they are the coming from Bhagwan only. If devotees are distributing prasadam, they are opening orphanages, Goshala. This is because because devotees have compassion like Bhagwan would also show mercy to the cows, poor people, hungry people. So devotees also showing mercy. They are reflecting the mercy in the heart of Bhagwan because they are also minute portion of mercy of Bhagwan is also in the devotees. That's why devotees engage in the welfare, social welfare activities of others and kind to others. But also they give them Krishna Prasadam and Harinam Sankirtan, and in this way they engaging all the devotees in Krishna consciousness. They are the most compassionate benefactors of all the living entities, more than any philanthropist. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to say that opening 1 million hospitals for the poor and downtrodden people, sick people, and ringing the bell in front of the deity of Thakurji. So ringing the bell, a small child will ring a bell in front of Krishna. That pious merit is far more than the pious merit of opening 1 billion hospitals. Understand? So much Sukruti you get by serving the deities, knowingly or unknowingly, serving the Vaishnavas, knowingly or unknowingly, serving Tulsi, cows, knowingly or unknowingly. Understand? So this has been said in Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Bhakte Krishner Guna Sakali Sanchari. All the transcendental qualities of Krishna are transmitted to his devotees. Understand? Means like when you look at Gurudev, you can see that he is exactly like Krishna. He is compassionate. Like they were asking one question to Gurudev on morning walk that Krishna is omniscient and Guru is omniscient. So what do you think about this? Then Gurudev said, Krishna is omniscient, but Guru is more omniscient than Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is so busy in Ras Leela with the gopis, understand? So sometimes he forgets the dealings in the material world because he's so busy with the gopis enjoying. But Guru, when he comes to the material world, he is more aware about your life than Krishna is aware. Understand? Because Krishna is for the whole world and for all the gopis in the spiritual world, but Guru is for you. So that's why Gurudev is more omniscient than Krishna. Gurudev was telling. He knows more about you. And that's why one should have so much love and affection for Gurudev. Understand? However small the quantity, innately those qualities certainly remain unchanged. But still Bhagavan's mercy is not seen to be disseminated everywhere. Surely this means that Bhagavan is beset with the fault of iniquity. However, the notion that such iniquity exists within Sri Bhagavan is erroneous, inappropriate, and antithesis of the attributes of his intrinsic nature. Likewise, such iniquity seems inappropriate in the Bhakta also, but actually it accords with the symptoms of the Madhyam Bhakta. This is the verdict in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.46. Ishware Sadaneshu Balisheshu Disasucha Prema Mitri Krupapekshaya Karoti Se Madhyama. He who offers his love to Sri Bhagavan remains a sincere friend to all Vaishnavas, shows mercy to the innocent and neglects those who are envious of Bhagavan and the Vaishnavas. Is a Madhyam Vaishnava. Like I see Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Goswami Maharaj, his life, that many of his god brothers, they became sick. So when they became sick, he used to invite them to the ashram and he used to tell his disciples that this god brother has done so much seva to Prabhupada, please look after him. He is now old, but it is our responsibility that because I am his god brother, I should look after him. When Babaji Maharaj was living in Mumbai, but when he became sick, the Mumbai Mutt told him that we cannot take care of you, your medical bill is so much. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Goswami Maharaj came to know about this, immediately invited that Babaji to Vrindavan. And in Vinodvani Gaudiya Mutt and Chaitanya Gaudiya Mutt, he arranged for him to stay. He told Srila Bhaktivigyan Bharati Maharaj that please look after this devotee. He has done so much seva to my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Like this, understand? And I have seen Sripad Dandi Maharaj also, that giving shelter to all types of devotees so that they can practice bhakti, arranging the education of children, taking care of the cows. This is compassion. Because Sripad Dandi Maharaj told me that cows are also devotees. Understand? Like Srila Bharati Maharaj, he was very expert in taking care of the cows. So much so that all the cows were very happy under his supervision. And because one time in Chaitanya Gaudiya Mutt, so happened that the cows were not taken properly, were not taken care properly. So cows went, and the dream of Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Goswami Maharaj. Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Goswami Maharaj was in Chennai that time, and one cow came in his dream and said, no one is taking proper care of us. Hearing that, he sent a telegram to Narottam Brahmachari. He said, what is going on? Why no one is taking care of the cows? The cows are coming in my dream and complaining to me. Then immediately Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Goswami ordered Srila Narottam Brahmachari, and he began to take care of the cows. And cows were very well taken care. Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Goswami Maharaj used to say that we are celebrating Krishna Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, these, that, so many festivals. But that particular day we distribute nice prasadam to the devotees. But what about cows? He gave some money to Srila Bharati Maharaj and he said, bring best rasgullas. And today we'll feed nice rasgullas to the cows. Because on festival days, Vaishnavas have a big feast. Cows should also have a very special prasad should be given to the cows. Whatever is suitable for them. Understand? He used to offer, however dirty that area may be, used to, in front of cow, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Goswami Maharaj used to offer Dandot Pranam. Srila Gurudev also, and Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj in Gita Nagari, in his Goshala, he was so proud. He said, see, we have tanks and tanks of milk here. Our cows are giving 20-25 liter milk because they are very sure that they will not be slaughtered. Understand? And he used to call the milk liquid religion. He said those who don't drink milk to a small degree, oh, they will not develop their finer tissues of the brain. Understand? So drinking milk actually nourishes the finer tissues of brain, so you can understand the spiritual topics easier. Contrary to that, those who eat meat become meatheads, as they say, meatheads. Like Nivrata Tarshe Rupagiya Mahanat Bhavushada Shrotra Manobiramat Kauttama Shloka Jananuvadat Puna Mimajitna Vimuna Pashuna. Those who kill animals, especially cows, they cannot understand spiritual topics. So, devotees are very merciful to other living entities. Understand? They are very kind to other living entities. Hare Krishna. Vanchakal Patra Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Pradhanam Pavane Vaishya. Hari Bol. Anyone has any questions or it's late now? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All right. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Dandavat. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Params Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Dandavat. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So if there's no questions, we'll end the program. So Ananga Mohan Prabhu, can you please say Jai Diwani? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees, for joining.
Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharpa Giriyari Radha Vinod Bihari Ji ki jai. Sripad Vishnu Daivata Maharaj ki jai. Sripad Dandi Maharaj ki jai.